Good morning, students. Today we will study about placentation, page number 75 of your NCERT book. The arrangement of ovules within the ovary is known as placentation. ओवरी के अंदर प्लेसेंटा के ऊपर ओव्यूल्स कैसे प्रेजेंट हैं उस अरेंजमेंट को कहते हैं प्लेसेंटेशन. The placentation are of different types, namely marginal, exile, parietal, basal, central and free central. In marginal placentation, the placenta forms a ridge along the ventral suture of the ovary and the ovules are born on this ridge forming two rows as in pea. As you have seen the pea plant, the ovules are present on the ventral suture. This side is ventral suture and this is the dorsal side. This side is dorsal and this is ventral. This is the example in case of pea plant. When the placenta is axial and the ovules are attached to it in a multilocular ovary, the placenta is said to be exile, as in China rose, tomato, and lemon. Like in exile presentation, as in this diagram. This is exile presentation. This occurs in the case of tomato, lemon, and rose. Single ovary in which these are the locules, chambers. Locules means chambers. The placenta, the ovules are attached to the placenta in the middle, in the exit, in the middle. This type of presentation is known as exile presentation. Just see, this is the, in case of tomato with exile presentation, same as that shown in this exile presentation. This is exile presentation, single ovary. The ovules are present in the center, attached with the placenta. Placenta is, in this placenta is axial and ovules are attached to it in a multilocular ovary. Ovary, multilocular means many chambers are present. Locules means chambers are present. The placenta is said to be exile, as in China rose, tomato and lemon. Similarly, in the case of lemon also, the ovules are attached in the middle. These ovules are attached in the middle. This presentation is exile presentation. In parietal presentation, the ovules develop on the inner wall of the ovary or the peripheral part. As in the case of parietal presentation, this case, parietal presentation, the ovules are present on the periphery, on the side wall, periphery. This is in the case of mustard. Ovary is one chambered, but it becomes two chambered due to the formation of false septum. Septum means partition. Example, mustard or argemone. Sometimes false septum appears. Septum means partition appears in the ovary, that is known as false septum. Example is mustard and argemone. When the ovules are born on the central axis and septa are absent, as in case of dianthus or primrose. As in the case of dianthus or primrose, just see the diagram here, dianthus or primrose. This is free central presentation. This is the example of free central presentation. And in case of sunflower, this is the example of basal presentation, where single ovule is present at the base. In basal presentation, develops at the base of the ovary and a single ovule is attached to it. Example is sunflower, marigold. Next is the fruit. The fruit is a characteristic feature of the flowering plants. It is a mature or ripened ovary developed after fertilization. So after fertilization, ovary changes into fruit and ovules changes into seed. If a fruit is formed without fertilization of the ovary, it is known as parthenocarpic fruit. अगर fertilization के बिना ही fruit develop हो जाए तो इसको कहते हैं parthenocarpic fruit. Generally, the fruit consists of a wall or a pericarp and seeds. Fruit में क्या क्या present है? Outer layer जिसको बोलते हैं pericarp और inner में seeds. The pericarp may be dry or fleshy. When pericarp is thick and fleshy, it is differentiated into outer epicarp, middle mesocarp, and the inner endocarp. This is the part of the coconut. The outer these fibruses are the mesocarp and inner endocarp, and inside the seed is present, which is the edible part. Clear? The inner layer of pericarp is known as endocarp. In mango fruit, outer layer is epicarp, mesocarp is fleshy which we eat, and the inner is the endocarp which is fused with the seed. And in coconut, outer is epicarp, this fibrous part is mesocarp, and inside is endocarp. In mango and coconut, the fruit is known as drupe. They develop from monocarpellary. Meaning of monocarpellary means from single ovary. Superior ovary, superior means when ovary is situated above the other floral parts and one seed is present. In mango, the pericarp is well differentiated into an outer thin epicarp, middle fleshy edible mesocarp, and an inner stony hard endocarp. In coconut, which is also a drupe, the mesocarp is fibrous. Now the seed. The ovule after fertilization develops into seed. As we have studied that after fertilization, ovary changes into fruit and ovules changes into seed. A seed is made up of a seed coat and an embryo. The embryo is made up of radicle, embryonal axis, and one or two cotyledons. If one cotyledon, they are known as monocots, and if two cotyledons, they are known as dicot. Now, the structure of a dicot seed. The outer covering of a seed is a seed coat. The seed coat has two layers, outer tegmen and inner, outer testa and inner tegmen. The hilum is the scar on the seed coat through which the developing seed were attached to the fruit. Hilum वो part है जिसके साथ में जिससे seed fruit के साथ में attach होता है. Above the hilum is a small pore called micropyle. Micropyle वो small pore है जिसके through water enter करता है seed के अंदर. आपने देखा है ग्राम ब्लैक ग्राम में अगर उसको हम पानी में सोक कर दें तो थोड़ी देर में वो स्वेल कर जाते हैं बिकॉज वाटर एंटर्स थ्रू द माइक्रोपाइल. हियर इज द माइक्रोपाइल नियर द हाइलम. उसके बाद एम्ब्रियो एक्सिस एंड टू कॉटिलिडन्स. द कॉटिलिडन्स आर ऑफन फ्लैशी एंड फुल ऑफ रिजर्व फूड मटीरियल्स. द कॉटिलिडन्स स्टोर फूड मटीरियल्स. At the two ends of the embryonal axis are present radicle and plumule. Embryonal axis के lower end पे radicle और upper end पे plumule. In some seeds such as castor, the endosperm formed as a result of double fertilization is a food storing tissue. Castor, which is a dicot plant, in that endosperm is present in the cotyledons and that is used during when the seed germinates. In plants such as bean, gram and pea, the endosperm is not present in mature seed and such seeds are called non-endospermous seed. Now, endospermous seeds are monocots and non-endospermous seeds are dicot. Clear? Non-endosperm seeds are dicot like bean, gram, pea, where endosperm is not present. They are non-endospermous seeds. Now, the structure of monocot seed. Generally, monocot seeds are endospermic, but some in orchids are non-endospermic. Some exception is there, that is of orchid. In the seeds of cereals such as maize, the seed coat is membranous and generally fused with the fruit wall. मेज़ के केस में जो बाहर का सीड कोट है वो फ्यूज़ हो जाता है फ्रूट वॉल के बीच में ही. द एंडोस्पर्म is bulky and stores food. The outer covering of endosperm separates the embryo by a proteinaceous layer called alluron layer. The alluron layer, this is the alluron layer which separates the endosperm from the embryo. Alluron layer separates this endosperm from the embryo. The embryo is small and situated in the groove in one corner. It consists of one large and shield-shaped monocot, one cotyledon known as scutellum. In monocots, shield-shaped, one cotyledon is present known as scutellum. Now, and a short axis with the plumule and the radicle. Lower side radicle, upper side plumule. The plumule is enclosed in a sheath known as coleoptile and radicle is enclosed in a sheath known as coleorrhiza. रेडिकल के ऊपर जो शीथ है उसको बोलते हैं कोलियोरहाइजा और प्लूम्यूल के ऊपर जो शीथ है उसको बोलते हैं हम कोलियोपटाइल.